For as awful as this movie was, we at least got some pretty cool sets out of it. You know, you got that Falcon that's been around for forever. The Kylo Ren shuttle that came out in this wave just looks really stellar. And then a couple of Resistance fighters that look good. But there is one set from this movie that gives me a lot of hope for the future. The 2020 TIE Dagger, affectionately named the Dorito TIE. And no, as misleading as this intro may seem, this has nothing to do with the sequels. What it has everything to do with, though, is the Munificent-class Star Frigate. And don't you forget it. Haha. Okay, bad puns aside, this set is so overdue in LEGO Star Wars. I mean, the Munificent has to be one of the most ubiquitous ships in Star Wars The Clone Wars. You would have an easier time counting up the number of episodes without the Munificent than the number of episodes with the Munificent. It's honestly kind of surprising to realize that this never showed up in the Golden Era 2008-2012 age for Star Wars The Clone Wars sets. Like, surely with it being the main bad guy ship, you'd have expected it to pop up somewhere, right? I mean, sure, a lot of the angles on this do look a little bit more challenging, but there are plenty of incredible mocks out there to show that it does translate pretty well into LEGO. And then you realize that all of these mocks that you're looking at are either renders or have this stand right here. This is to accommodate for that lovely sensor array down there. As you can imagine, a long, skinny wing jutting out from the bottom would not be the most ideal for a playset. When playing with a playset, you want to be able to pick it up and put it down really easily if you need to move on to something else. And it doesn't take a genius to realize that something like this is going to make it a little bit more difficult for kids to play with it easily. I kind of have first-hand experience with this. Back when I thought that I was a good mock builder, I tried taking a stab at a UCS Munificent. Truly, that back fin proved to be a challenge, and I had to build the ugliest display stand that you've ever seen, rivaled only by the hideousness that was my mock. And that's why all of these incredible Munificents that you see are either renders or MIDI scales on a display stand. So, is that the fate of the Munificent? It will be resigned as a MIDI scale set if it ever shows up in official LEGO form? Will we never see an official play scale Munificent with all of the fantastic play features of other play scale cruisers? I always thought so too, until I remembered about this set. If you recall, you weren't able to set this set down very well either. It always kind of leaned forward. And thus, LEGO included a display stand in the set. Now, I do completely realize that the problems that are created from a back fin on a cruiser are far different from the problems made by a front-heavy TIE fighter. But, is it too much of a stretch to suggest that the solutions to these two very different problems could be the same? Maybe it's just me, but I honestly thought that LEGO would never include a landing stand like this for a playset. Cause when I think display stand, I think UCS, you know? Or at the very least, something intended for adult collectors. But at any rate, for me personally, seeing the TIE Dagger with the display stand has given me more hope for a future play scale Munificent. And well, that's about all I've got for you today. Leave a comment down below what your thoughts on this whole Munificent issue are. And if you made it this far into the video, I'm guessing that means you enjoyed it, so you should probably leave a like down below, and also subscribe while you're at it.